This is Matt for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight, so delighted to be catching up with Savage Dan. Dan, how are we?
I'm good, how are you? It's a pay-per-view week, first bill of the year. I'm excited, it's a big fight. It's beginning to fill up now. The public workout should start, the drama should start soon. I reckon we'll start to see the bit of animosity starting today.
Boxer last year started off like a house on fire. That February schedule, I don't think it'll be beat for a long time, but starting off with a good pay-per-view here, Chris Eubank Jr, Liam Smith, middleweight class, everyone's sort of saying the odds are reflecting Eubank as favourite, but Liam Smith's former world champion. In your opinion, how do you see the fight playing out?
First of all, I think last year's start was crazy, and it was we were partly forced into that because of the board. There was no boxing in January, so we had to cram them all together in February. We'll try and do something similar this time, but it's never going to be exactly like that. That February probably will never get beat anywhere.
Back on it.
It's crazy. But for this bill, yes, Eubank is, I haven't checked with the bookies, but I'm guessing he is the favourite.
He is.
I'm guessing a biggest part of that will be the fact that it's up at 160 and not 154 where Liam's usually campaigned. But Liam, as you said, a former world champion, a much cleverer fighter than people give him credit for.
Do you think he's underrated coming into this? You know, you talk about Liam and it's like, oh, he's basic, like Chris says it himself, basic 1, 2s and 3s, but then when you speak about Liam Williams and he goes, no, he isn't. He's very, very clever.
I think from the outside looking in, if you're just a fan and you don't really know what you're looking at, you will probably look at the highlights of Eubank and just assume he's got too much for Liam. If you're in boxing, you understand, you've heard all the gym wars, you've seen everything.
Yeah.
You understand how good Liam Smith is. Also the fact that a lot of what he does, you can't really see. He nicks room off you.
Yeah,
he really does, he nicks it off you. He makes you work at a pace that probably suits him more than it suits you. He does, I get what Eubank's saying with the one ABC, because you don't see anything different.
Yeah.
Not that you can really do anything to stop it unless you are genuinely world class, but he doesn't really do that much different. He is going to slide over to his left. That is the preferred side for Liam Smith. He wants to whip from there. It's a really, really good fight. Honestly, I think it is a 50-50. I've spoken to a few people. Everyone seems to be giving me different answers. But yes, I think Eubank's size and perhaps current form might give him the edge in the bookies.
Do you see a stoppage in this fight? Obviously, from Chris's point of view, he'd never really been, I won't say never been hurt, but you don't rarely see him buzzed or where you think there's a chance he could get knocked out. Liam, obviously, the only time he's really been properly hurt, you look at Canelo, Jaime Munguia, all world level or pound for pound. He had good fights as well with Liam Williams, by the way, but where do you sort of see this? Do you see it going the distance?
I see it going 12 rounds. I've been wrong plenty of times, but I don't see how you stop Chris Eubank. Maybe a cut or something like that, you never know. But I'm saying he's meant to have this chin. We've seen him take shots of big boys. He's never even seemed bothered. Yeah. I don't think you can stop him to his chin. Even though you can. We all know that the physics. We understand the genetics of it are that anybody can be knocked out. But it just so happens that Eubank can't be knocked out somehow.
Let me talk about a bit of the wild card fight on this card that I didn't expect to see in a million years. Joseph Parker, former world heavyweight champion. Jack Massey, IBO cruiserweight champion, stepping up first fight at heavyweight. It's come out of nowhere really, but just talk to me, what do you make of this? Joe Parker rightly so is heavily favoured in this fight.
When I saw this fight was being made, I was like, wow, I did not expect that. Jack Massey's he's a big cruiser and he's a tough big boy. But I don't think anybody saw him coming up to heavy and being greeted immediately by Joseph Parker. It's a good fight. I think it's a better fight for Parker, who wants to get back to winning ways and maybe wants to win impressively. But for Massey, it's a huge opportunity, you know. What a scalp to get on the record potentially. Massey's tough as nails. We've all seen his fights with Riatpur and all the other domestic fights as well. He takes a shot well. He's strong, he's fit, he's tough. He won't be an easy night's work for Parker.
Absolutely not. It's a good card from top to bottom. We're seeing young talents like Matty Harris as well in a British title fight. Ekow, Essuman, Chris Kongo, another one, 50-50 fight. Where do you see the win coming from in that fight? The good thing about this card is it is so competitive throughout. Obviously, we mentioned Joe Parker, with no disrespect, he is heavily favourite in that fight. But this one, British title, it's a cracker.
But look, you see that Kongo Essuman fight, that is what I'm looking at potentially to be fight of the night. And that says a lot considering we have Eubank and Smith fighting. Essuman he's the engine. He never stops bringing it. He's relentless. He is a little bit not like Liam Smith, because I'm not sure if he is as clever, but a lot of people have said who have sparred him that he is cleverer than he looks. It's the same kind of principles. He wants to make you work at a pace that perhaps doesn't suit you, and he wants to break it down, break your heart, and get you out of there. I saw enough in his fight with Samuel Antwi to suggest he can be slowed down, can be hurt, and can be controlled as long as you're composed enough. Obviously, Kongo is a big boy, 6'1". Yeah. He's got an engine on him himself. He's never gassed in the 12th round, really. And he might be able to control the distance. As long as he stays with a cool head and does the fundamentals right, I think this could be the kind of fight that plays into Kongo's hands.
Absolutely. Away from this card, want to talk to you. Oscar De La Hoya has said that contract is in his hands. Fine details. I've got to ask you about Ryan Garcia and Tank. Tank's just come off another good knockout victory. What a fight for boxing. In a time where people are questioning, can we get big fights made? I mean, it's not over the line yet. Let's touch wood, it does get made. But what do you make of that fight? Mega fight.
It's a mega fight, but I'll be honest. Tank beats Garcia.
What, is this for you like a foregone conclusion?
It's not foregone, but it's like 4. It's like, as far as I'm concerned, I know the size is an issue.
And he gets hit, does Tank?
He does, but Garcia, I just think sometimes switches off, and you do that against Gervonta Davis, who can bang as well. You know, I'm not sure who would be considered a puncher in that bout, but probably Gervonta. Yeah. But Ryan Garcia can punch, but Ryan Garcia makes way more mistakes, I think, than Gervonta Davis. I just think the styles might suit him, and I think it might even be the ego. Gervonta will not have it from Ryan Garcia. Yeah. If he does start to lose his ego and Ryan Garcia starts to grow, then we have a problem. But I just don't think Garcia is scared of him in any way. You know, we had a similar thing. Obviously,
you mean Davis scared of Garcia or Garcia scared of?
I don't think Davis is scared of Garcia. Yeah. Garcia, if he does start to grow in confidence, then we'll see what Gervonta has. But it was the same thing with Rolly. You know, a big puncher. Obviously, Rolly's way more crude.
Rolly was doing okay in the fight, though, wasn't it? It was like almost like a when's it going to happen, though, almost.
Yes, maybe, but even you know, our version of Rolly doing well in the fight, it was still landing on gloves. It was still everything. It was pressure, front foot stuff, but it was all about when's it going to happen? When's he going to run into a trap? Davis is good. He sets traps, punches hard. He knows how to be a pocket rocket. He knows how to fight small. He'll wait you out, find a beautiful shot. I think he stops him.
I just hope the fight gets made. Look, just before we go, in terms of boxer and the promotion this year, they set unbelievable precedent last year. We're making fights we didn't think we'd maybe get to see in terms of Shields, Marshall, Brooke, Khan. We saw Taylor Castle. We're going to see that again. This year, what is the biggest fight that can be made that you would like to see on the boxer platform? It's a good one, that.
I wonder if it's the biggest, or if it is.
You want to see?
I would like to see cruiserweight world title unifications. So I think whether that means Bill and Smith going and getting his world title, and Riakpo going and getting his world title, and then perhaps fighting each other in a unification, that would be big. There are so many fights that can happen.
Shields Marshall rematch,
potentially New York, potentially Vegas, who knows? Clarissa's been quite clear that she would prefer that to happen in the States.
Is that fair enough, considering?
It's fair enough, but you know, sometimes it's all about the bottom line. Where is the money?
Yeah.
So sometimes you do have to look at it like that. But I'm sure that's there next year or this year now. Hopefully somewhere. There's a few big ones that I'd like to see, but it's the stadium fights. Liam Smith wins here today, this weekend. We get a rematch at Anfield, hopefully. So there are other big nights.
Is there a rematch clause in this for Chris?
Yes.
So basically, for Chris's point of view, if he wins this, he'll be looking at moving on to a Golovkin or something like that.
Probably a Golovkin or who else has got a world title out. Is it the Charlo twin have one?
Yeah.
He'll be
after Golovkin for.
And who knows? You know, we hear the rumours of Conor Benn, a couple of cryptic messages that could still be on the card. So
I don't want to go too much into that because I think everyone's done it to death a little bit now. But what do you make of his sort of Instagram post saying there's apparently been a couple 100-page document? Conor's basically hinting that, look, I'm innocent. WBC has said, look, yeah, he's clean to fight, but there's not been anything at the minute. Are we still in the same situation we were a month or two ago?
In the exact same situation, just with a little bit more speculation and a couple of Instagram posts. I'm not sure what to make of it. It obviously seems like he feels that he's convinced that, you know, he will come out of this innocent. The court of public opinion is different. You know, I'm not sure how people will receive it. But again, there's no evidence. All we're getting is speculation, so it's hard to really talk about it. I hope for his sake, for boxing's sake, just for the good of the sport, he is innocent. But obviously, he's got 2 failed drug tests. You know, we have to talk about it.
Absolutely. Well, look, fingers crossed something comes from it and we get something concrete. Look, Savage, appreciate you talking to Boxing Social.
Always, bro.
We'll catch up after the fight.
We will catch up. Probably before then.